whenever a trauma happens to a person, there's 4 things that could happen. There's a lot of things that could happen. The person could no longer handle relating. They could no longer handle associating. They don't handle attaching, or they stop connecting. So whatever the nature of the trauma is, we don't know how the person's going to interface with it. But if they couldn't process the trauma, it means they couldn't stop relating. They couldn't continue to relate, which means they couldn't let the world keep coming in and processing what was happening. If they couldn't associate, they couldn't let the world come in and still keep knowing themselves. If it happened emotionally, they stop attaching to the person outside. And if it's spiritual, they stop connecting to the person outside. So the solution is that part of their body now that needed to be strong enough for them to do whichever one of those 4 they needed to do wasn't developed enough. So somebody else actually could have a similar trauma, but they could process that because that physical part of their body was available for them to interface in a specific way. So instead of the person blaming themselves for not being able to process the trauma or their involvement, whatever's happening there, then what ends up happening is that as we do that now and facilitate the development of that part of your body, you're now becoming the person that could have handled that. And as enough of that of you now gets developed, the memory will come up. And as the memory comes up, the way you're now being will invade the way you didn't know how to be then and add to that way of being that you needed so that you could actually process that event. And at that moment, the person's freed from the trauma, and that part of them that was thwarted or undernourished for whatever now starts growing up at a very fast rate to come forward to catch up to present time. Does that make sense?
It does. It sounds like quantum physics.
Oh, it sounds like quantum physics.
I mean, being in a couple places at once.
Because time is a relative factor to it.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is that when we're helping you take scar tissue or stuff out of your body that way, we'll identify where you have the most scar tissue in your body, and that's where the trauma is, where the person couldn't handle what was ever coming at them. Them or however this direction it was happening, right?